Bada bing.
Hello, and welcome back to part 8, where I am still trying to edit the description so that the description is spelled correctly. Yes, so my summary from last time was, the party tried to steal a boat and have found themselves in a rather difficult situation. If one of you would like to
got shafted.
fill us in. I'm just doing the last few touches of arranging bullshit on the map. If one of you would like to give the audience a quick TLDR of what has occurred.
He touched me.
Oh,
Okay then.
this is the
We
stuff.
found like
Petition needed.
skeletons fighting some bandits, and we ended up killing a few skeletons and a few bandits. We tried to get like one of the bandits on our boat, but what happened was, one of us almost drowned trying to keep them from drowning because they didn't remember they can't swim. Then the person that we tried to capture died because of a skeleton we missed. And then we said, fuck it, and went onto the boat.
Language.
Oh,
Fuck.
Child.
oh no.
So yes, at which point they got onto the boat, it sprouted oars, and then proceeded to run away over land.
Which is a bit unsettling.
Richless kindly did a picture of a somewhat appropriate mimic. Which is functionally what it is. So, I will transition us through to... You have spent the night on this rather perilous boat, and in the early hours of the morning, just as the sun is rising, you find yourselves with the Antioch wandering up a narrow valley with high cliffs on either side. And,
What are you wearing on your head? What's Grug
He's
wearing on
wearing
his
the
head?
captain's hat.
Fuck if he's the captain. He's the tanky wanky spanky banky.
I'm gonna pour out my dice, my apologies.
Oh shit.
How many of them will fail me today? Almost certain. So, would some of you like to do perception checks in the morning light?
Yeah.
Chahonk will go.
Oh,
He's probably gonna have the best roll, so let's just see.
Yeah. Someone do spot, I suppose.
yeah, any kind of perception check, spot, listen, anything of that.
Okay.
Oh damn.
Woot woot.
Okay, so
well on a dice roll.
Shahonk and Penny
Mm-hmm.
can hear something other than the skittering of oars and the splash of the water below. You can't quite work out where it's coming from, though. Even with that high perception check, it seems as if it's all around you, which seems implausible.
Distressing.
Oh,
As the Antioch continues slowly up the valley. Did I just get a notification from my own stream? Nope, it was Omegon. Never mind. Sorry, I got loads of work messages earlier. Thought I'd check. Just in case, as right at the beginning of the stream, I have to get a call out.
Oh,
It's happened. It's happened.
Oh, damn. Can we see anything in particular around us?
You can
Besides,
see some trees up on the cliffs.
There
Let
are
me
cliffs.
just make sure the trees are visible, as that would help. Yeah, there are cliffs off to either side, and I am not being at all negligent and having the trees on the wrong layer, as I've just realised.
oh
It
dear.
happens.
So, you can see the light is currently not very favourable, however there is... I'm listening to Darla Mendy by the sound of it.
Ooh.
Sure. The cliffs are quite steep, and your boat is keeping quite close to the floor.
Pretty
It's kind
cool.
of awkwardly splashing along the stream on its several hundred legs.
Does it have an
that's
eye by any chance?
It has a face painted onto the front, but the eyes are unblinking, so you're not sure.
I don't know if it's an organic
John
eye
sitting
or
on
not.
the face.
Well, I haven't drawn the oars or the masts and like sails and stuff, just because they would be a horrible eyesore, and I'm lazy.
Is there a below deck? A second deck?
No, although there is a higher bit near the back that you've been able to put a tarpaulin across to like have a bit of cover at the back of the boat.
It's pretty nifty.
But yes, it is a single deck. However, it does have railings, which are rather pleasing to the eye, if nothing else.
Cool, cool.
Do any of you like to roll listen checks for me?
I can give that a go.
Everyone?
Yep, as you would continue. I didn't want to draw like several hundred yards of canyon, so just imagine you're proceeding along it, if you will. Your ears can keenly hear the sound of a fire crackling somewhere off the to the up and right. As you're not quite sure which way you're facing at this point, but it seems like you're probably heading east. So hello, Dude Cow and Juliana Blima Melo. Yeah, you can also hear the wind through the trees, which you can just see swaying above the cliffs. The cliffs are quite high, sort of 60 or 70 feet possibly, which is 20-25 meters, prox.
I was about to say, imagine knowing how many feet that is, or meters.
I can work in both.
Can we send Shahok
You
up
also
high?
hear a sort of annoying, screechy sounding voice, but you can't make out what it's saying.
Well,
It seems to be coming from the south.
okay.
Could it maybe be like a birds or something?
Possibly. So you could try a knowledge nature to.
Let's try.
Yeah,
Let's try handle animal.
Well, it's more of a knowledge
Knowledge
nature than a handle animal.
I'll
Unless
try
you're gonna like mage hand over to it.
Oof. I do not know of such
Let's see
things.
if Chahonk knows.
Shahok knows.
He has -4 in it, so I don't think. Why does he have higher than me then? If he has -4 and I have +1.
Damning statement.
Chahonk thinks it's ducks.
Oh no.
Oh my god, can you roll me a reflex save?
Yeah, I can try. Which one is that again? Where is that? Is it in skills?
No, it is on the character sheet. It is.
Oh yeah, I see. Reflex. Any fortitude?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, Jesus.
You dodge as a crossbow bolt trailing a rope lands in the deck next to your foot.
Get good, scrub bitch.
Well, shit. Can Chahonk spot who shot that?
Not right away. Han, can you roll me one as well?
What do you do? Wave back.
I'll get ready to roll 2 at some point.
Is reflex affected by armor class penalty, Bernie?
Yes.
Yes. All right.
However, it
Changes
should
the number.
be accounted for on the sheet.
Oh boy. All right.
Well then.
You have been impaled.
Whoa.
Impalement.
So it penetrates your armor and does 8 damage. And
Bruh.
you are
You know.
And your meow.
Fucking
somewhat.
Polish plumbers trying
I'd
to
say,
take my job.
does ensnared work? You know, considering you're impaled and there's a rope off the other end of the crossbow bolt.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah, but
It's
he's
an
a massive
appropriate
dragon.
icon for that.
You know.
Okay, do you roll spot check?
Yeah.
Alright.
You can all roll spot checks now to see what happened.
Where are they? Who are they?
Enemy
Not,
spawn.
not the gossip thing, though.
Oh,
Oh shit, amazing perceptions.
No. Thank you.
Skog.
Yes.
Could I try and grab a hold of the rope and basically just pull it towards?
You may.
Alright. That would be a strength check, I take it? Grapple.
Be a strength check.
Alright.
However, I'll require a constitution check for you to do it.
Yeah, don't
Alright.
give a hernia, man.
Also,
so-
Stu, Omegon, even could you roll me a spot check as well, please?
Which one's spot check? Because I can't see it on my...
Skill spot.
Oh, skills, right, sorry, wrong page.
No worry.
Spot.
You do not see anything up on the cliffs. Pass your constitution check, and the goblin resists you.
Oof.
wait, why did Chahong think those were geese?
Ducks.
Oh no. Annoying
ducks.
screechy voices. Sounds like ducks.
If we do
racial
catch
prejudice.
one of these goblins, can we not let Grug go near them? Because Grug won't let us interrogate them. Might turn into Pat. Meow.
As you are debating what to do next, several more lines crash into the deck. They're basically being fired almost straight down.
They're trying to take our boat.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Wait, so do the cliffs like go? Do they go towards us the higher they go, or are they just straight up?
You are at the bottom of a valley. The grey is where the steep bit is, essentially where the grass
Can
doesn't grow.
can we climb the ropes now that they've impaled on the ship and climb them up?
Potentially, yes.
Okay, I recommend Penny go first. She's the lightest.
Yeah, and then I'll drown in the little puddle down there.
Oh, also, I've forgotten to put stuff off the GM layer.
So what would I have to roll to climb?
It would be a climb check.
Oh god. Do I fall off or do I just not try?
Ooh.
How good at swimming are you?
The water is not very deep. It is it's deep enough that it doesn't hurt when you land, particularly, at least in a damaging fashion, but it's not comfortable or dignified.
Oh no.
What's your buff on climb, by the way, Penny? Your
On
bonus.
climb. Wait. On climb I have -6.
Oh, it's better than mine. I'm glad you went first.
This is
Do we need to take
Can
turns?
Chahong fly up to one of those dudes?
potential.
What would I
Yes, I
roll
think at
for
this
that?
point it is time to roll for initiative.
This pain.
All of us or just Penny?
Yep.
Initiative. Where's my initiative? Oh, there it is.
Oh, I rolled Chahong twice. I'm sorry.
Hey, it's not the worst one. Still can't get over the minus 0.1 we had once.
Good time.
Last week was good.
There.
Meow. You're stuck in my jumper again. Stop sticking your claws in my jumper, you dopey bugger.
Alright, I will hopefully not have to delay too many times, but I've got the awkward situation of a mobile boat with things nailed into it to static points on the other side. So that's going to be fun and simple.
Wait, Scar.
Yes.
If the boat just continued walking, would the goblins just fall off?
Potentially, yeah.
Has the boat stopped
Goblins
where
are
it is?
small. The boat is big.
Has the boat
And
stopped
it has
where it is?
multiple legs.
No. Well, the boat is still slowly moving, but it's not. It's currently paused because it's just been shot 8 times.
Okay, so
So it
maybe we
feels
should just try and find a way to remove the ropes, perhaps.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna cut them with my
Wait,
falchion.
first, how do I get back on the boat?
Hold on for dear life.
I'm gonna hold on to one of the legs.
You're not very good at climbing, so yes. Meow.
Yeah. I'm gonna then hold on to the leg when the time comes.
So, will Chahonk be doing anything?
I mean, he can try and pull down one of those goblins. To like sit on the rope and try and weigh it down, maybe?
I mean, you can try, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna just move up here and sit on. He sits on that rope, and what would I have to do? Because I don't think he has a weight put in.
The weight is insufficient at the moment to do anything substantial.
his name.
Also, Banterbus is already propositioning people in the chat.
Cool cross, yeah, I
Oh,
noticed.
no.
Penny, you are somewhat
Yes.
wet.
I'm gonna hold on to one of the legs. Or do I have a way to get back up?
Not at present. And you don't reckon you could probably hold on to an oar sufficiently with it moving still?
Can she
You
swim
may
ashore?
be able to look for rope. I mean, you could just walk ashore.
Oh, she'll go drown then, okay.
It's not that deep.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose. Can I walk over here?
Yeah.
Because then I'll walk along and try not to get hit.
The boat mascot. Cheerleader, even.
So we'll reveal that you can see some of the top cliffs now as the light improves, and some of the goblins appear to have stepped forwards just to be extra helpful with this. And that's not the button I wanted to press. There we go. It does appear that you are beset by at least some goblins.
Yeah.
And for some reason, my beard is now excessively itchy. Excellent. Always happens when I'm streaming. So, anything else, Penny? Or will you be...
No, that'll be that.
Okay. Grug.
Grug. Can I try to pull out the harpoon thing from my chest?
I
Yeah,
wouldn't rip
you
it
can.
out. Try and cut the rope.
No, I will pull out. I have an idea.
Have fun dying of blood loss.
Yeah, no, I know what he's gonna do.
Simple as. Would that be a strength check?
Yeah, could you also roll me a healing and or medicine, whatever the skill check is, just to go with.
Alright, healing.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, you don't make the injury worse. You just have a
There we
small
go.
harpoon wound.
Do I manage to pull out?
Yes, you pull out the harpoon.
Hell yeah. Do I have any
It's not
actions left?
particularly
Or is that it?
harpoonish, so.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's a bit limiting, as you know, you got harpooned.
Fair enough.
It's not a quick action.
I'll make sure to hold on to the rope though,
Oh, okay.
firmly.
The several of the goblins appear to be busying themselves with reloading their crossbows. And one of them takes a shot at Stu
Oof.
and misses.
Oh no.
Excellent.
Ooh.
Omegon.
Okay, so these ropes here embedded in the boat, let's call it that charitably, are they too low down for me to swipe at one to cut it?
No, you could have a go at cutting it.
Okay, what would I need to roll for that?
Just be a damage roll.
So
The assumption is that you can hit a stationary object.
a melee attack check?
Nope, just the damage for it.
Which one's that?
Which weapon do you plan to use?
The pointy part of my stick thing.
Okay, so that would be a.
Oh, you put me on the page, haven't you?
Yep, that'd be a mace attack. So that'd be the damage, which is the furthest right dice button.
Okay.
Weapon 1 damage roll.
Yeah.
You sever the nearest line.
Woot. One right in front of me, that dark brown one. Go away. Be gone, thought. I don't know if they did anything good there, though.
It should help.
They may just want to be here for a bunga bunga party, to be fair.
Mr. Man.
I'll waltz up to this rope and draw my falchion and just swing down on and cut it.
Okay.
What do I need to roll? Do I need to attack it or?
Just a damage roll.
Okay.
Again, I work on the assumption you can hit a stationary target.
Aye.
I'm just gonna not look at my chat for a while, guys, if that's okay.
Oh, actually, it should be 8. I forgot to add the strength mod. Do you add the strength mod to damage? I forget.
Hmm?
Do you add the strength mod to your damage in this? I keep forgetting.
Yes.
Oh, that should be 8 in that case damage.
Cool.
Which seems sufficient. Okay.
Top of the cliffs, there is a scuttling, clinking noise that seems rather ominous,
Oh no.
and
Ah.
several.
Oh, I just saw that a new initiative thing appeared.
Several goblinoids trundle forwards with chains, and a couple with heavier ropes. This seems
Rather
somewhat
distressing.
suspicious. Jahonk.
Can't Chahong just fly up to them and like try and push them down the cliff?
You may try this, yes.
That's very nice. I'm gonna just fly up here, I suppose.
Yeah, that'll be a ranged attack. Just the ranged attack bonus plus dex. And I will roll to oppose.
If only I knew how to roll that.
Let's have Luke. Jahonk has.
Okay, ranged attack.
Yep, so you have a +5 to that, so that's... You roll an 18, you, The nearest goblin drops its crossbow as it tries to sort of flail at your vicinity. This one is currently... spooked. Okay, the next move is going to be fun.
The boat.
So the boat's gonna move.
Roll over.
Oh shit.
Do a better roll.
Oh shit.
And now I have to try and redraw a bunch of this stuff.
I can help.
You know what we should
Oh,
do?
that's fine.
We should intentionally do fuck all just to make it really hard for Scott.
By the way, Skog,
Yep.
Grug is still firmly holding on to the rope. So that goblin.
Cool.
He's gone for a little trip, has he?
In our favourite rocket ship.
And it deleted both.
Oof.
Oh no.
And it changes colour every time. It
Yep.
resets it back to orange. Oh, there are multiple different colours of rope, I guess.
Different makes of rope.
If anything, apart from the initial shock, the boat seems unfazed and continues slowly walking up the canyon.
Yay.
Dime.
I will. Oh no, I don't want to draw. Shit. Okay. No. Okay. There we go. I'm just gonna move along with the boat.
Okay.
Also, did
Ground
the
is
one
quite pleasant.
did the goblin drop the crossbow down, or is it like still up on the cliff?
It's still up on the cliff, just at its feet.
Okay.
So, Grug.
Skog. Since
Yes.
I had like a natural 20 on the spot check, would I also be able to tell if basically if the winding mechanism of the crossbow is locked? So that say if I were to pull it, pull the crossbow and not just extend the wire. or rope.
From what you can see, the rope is not attached to the crossbow. It is a large coil on the ground.
Right. In that case, I'll just throw the rope down and move to a slightly different location. Spend my entire turn doing that.
Okay. Just try and
Moving
find...
over yonder.
Yeah. Okay. So the goblins will have their next go. All of them, apart from the one who is trying to fight with Jahonk, have readied a second crossbow bolt, and I will roll all of the dice at once, so you can hear my sadness when I inevitably miss the table.
Well, Skog, don't do that to yourself.
So, just get the correct colours here. One heavier crossbow bolt thuds into the stern. Another one thuds amidship near Han. One of them thuds in there. One of them gets the mast. One of them hits the tree. One of them hits the side. With this one, the chain gets caught in the mechanism of the crossbow, and the goblin is flung violently down the cliff. Things are getting rather hectic. Also, the one trying to attack Chahonk manages to hit Chahonk for
Jeet.
4 damage.
Bye,
He just
Chonk.
punches it in the
Very
air.
rude. Very rude, to be honest.
Try to steal his chippy.
German.
Okay. I think I'm going to repeat what I did last time, but on this new line. I don't know what I'm trying to accomplish here, but I do see those that with don't have crossbows. Does imply they're trying to slow it down so they can bring people on here.
Okay, I will need you to make an attack roll this time, as it has a discernible DC to successfully damage, as it is the chains that they have fired into you.
Would it just be a melee attack roll?
Yes. With the weapon for your convenience as required. You do not manage to damage the chain.
Damn, that's surprising. It's like one of my better rolls. Come on, give me some slack.
No.
Can't destroy the ropes when it's your turn.
See what I can
Destroy
do.
them all. Corrupt the child.
You forgotten to take some pills, perhaps?
I'm gonna shoot this goblin.
We're not going to be having any kind of person vehicles in this part of Antioch.
I'll shoot this crossbowman here.
Okay.
And Penny, don't judge those who want to fondle old puppet holes, okay? They're kink, not yours.
No question. No question.
Oof.
I'm going to go out on a limb, Stu, and say that you miss.
Yep.
Possibly hitting that tree in front of you.
Hell yeah.
Hey. Fell it. Fell the tree!
Yep, that's it.
Cool. The goblins busy themselves with the other ends of the chains and the ropes. The chains, you realise, are not actually very long. However, there's a good 12 feet of chain attached to each rope. And, from what you can just about discern with the aid of Chahonk, they are tying the chains to trees in the area. Just get that drawn in. It is almost as if they have done this before.
Against land ships that walk. Maybe these
So it
are
is a bit of
normal
a-
ships in this world.
So yes, things are looking rather unpleasant in your vicinity. Chahong.
Because
So
that
hello.
fucker hurt Chahonk.
I mean, it
Language.
punched him, but
He hurt him.
not like a
Okay.
lot. But yes.
Chahonk is gonna attack him.
Okay.
I'm just gonna get mauled by all those goblins in a minute.
He's gonna get goblin caved.
Probably.
Who's gonna get fucked and turn
We're
fat?
not going to be committing Goblin Cave. I think that's a bit much for this channel.
It's gonna be
Wait, isn't that from the one
tenderized-
anime?
They're gonna treat him like a Thanksgiving turkey.
Tenderized by goblin shaft.
Mm,
Can't Chahonk just do a melee attack?
yeah.
Oh.
No.
Oh no.
Okay, good Chahonk, go away. Okay, apparently not.
No, Chahonk attempts to flap at it, but it catches one of its feet around the rope as it starts to draw taut. Because I get the great fun of everything moves again.
Oh, bro.
Oh no.
This is so tidy, I love it.
Oh, this is
What did you do to
and,
yourself,
and
Scott?
that's chaos.
I love it.
Oh,
the
this
dragon.
is suffering. Why did I choose to do it this way? What have I done?
Don't ask us. Ask yourself.
I was like, this will work. I won't have to just end up redrawing things constantly. This is fine. Everything is fine. Nothing is wrong. Those ones aren't attached. That one is attached. That one's attached.
Jesus Christ.
I think this one? Yeah.
Very cool.
I
There we
feel
go.
bad for you.
I made good decisions is what I did.
I think we all can tell.
So that rope needs to come this way. That way. Because all the ropes are going to start pulling tight, because that's the point of having them slightly loose, to give, the captive vessel some semblance that it's, going to escape and be free. And then the chain... Oh, God.
Thick.
You
So
got
thick.
this.
Extra thick.
Damn, that chain's so thick it rubs its legs together when it walks.
Oh,
Disgust.
Shaved up thighs.
Thigh shaming that
Just-
chain, man.
bruh. I just like how they look like noodles, just like trying to suck.
There we
on
go.
the
Fuck it. I'm not.
It's the
bothered
fucking
trying to
flying
adjust those
spaghetti
anymore.
monster.
You get the general idea.
Yeah.
Are you guys using? What are you guys using to use online D&D? We are using Roll20 and D&D 3.5 ish. So I think that sums up Antioch, and Antioch seems to pull taut as the various chains attached to it start to tension, and it is stuck to the trees. And from what you can see, Penny, on the ground, the oars start to bend a little, and then it relaxes and just sort of awkwardly sits down.
So I can go up, maybe the legs. I can try and climb.
You can try. I say there is still a line that is not too tight yet, just in front of you. You may be able to jump up and grab on, and then crawl up, or
Alright.
any and other number of things.
Okay, so what would I have to roll?
That'd be a climb check.
Wish me luck.
Oh no.
You fall off, having gotten like a few feet.
I get knocked down.
You basically get to there. Grug.
Right. By the looks of it, does it appear that they're about to board this fine vessel?
Not immediately. However, you can't help but notice that there appear to be a couple of you can see smoke in the near distance, as if from campfires or similar.
Fucking pufftos. Right, which one of the chains looks the most girthy?
The one embedded in the mast.
Alright, in that case, I'll try to yeet the one embedded in the mast.
Okay. Don't worry, Rachel. You're not Bantabus, at least.
You can be if you want to, though. It's amusing.
You strike the chain, and you do it some damage. However, it is not adequately weakened to A, unseat the bolt from the mast, B, to sever the chain from the bolt.
Hmm.
The quite durable.
Right. Would I be able to, next round, use my knowledge in blacksmithing to be more efficient in trying to break it?
Yes, however, you may require access to some tools, as a hammer, although an effective implement, not necessarily the most effective.
Yeah.
You may be able to Shanghai some of your crewmates into assisting you. Shanghaiing probably being some horribly non-politically correct term now. So, the 3 goblins up on the cliff notice you doing this, Han, and 2 of them fire crossbow bolts into you, one of them just sort of near you.
My current
And
AC is 18.
One of them fires a Actually, no, 2 of them fire crossbow bolts into you, never mind.
Alright. Fair enough.
As they have a significant height advantage on you and are basically just dropping them on you.
Yeah.
You take 6 damage.
Alright.
Another one of them tries to fire up at you and completely misses, as he thought he fell down the cliff. On the other side, Gurman is going to have some of them attempt to fire at him. What is your armor class, Omegon?
1 second. I was cleaning something. Open the thing. Armor class. Cleric. Where's my armor class?
Top right corner of the front page.
Dribbler.
Not quite that top right.
Yeah. I don't see armor class. Medium. No, that's my size. No, I can't tell you. Sorry. Too far long.
Character sheets. AC 18.
Oh, you were talking somewhere further down, weren't you? Yeah.
Slightly further down.
Top right. When you said top right, I literally went top right.
Several of the crossbow bolts glance off your armor, and the one attacking Jahonk does not successfully contact this time. It is just violently flapping. Someone like Jahonk. It is. Your go, I'm gone.
Oh. Well, I can't really think what to do, to be honest. Should we let them persist in stopping the boat, or should we climb towards them? Should I heal somebody, perhaps? I'm asking the floor here.
I am reasonably banged up.
Yeah, I was going to say heal.
Having taken around 14 damage so far.
Heal Grug. How does one do that?
Go over to him, make a concentration check, and then...
Concentration. Is that the one under dexterity?
No, that's constitution. Concentration is a skill.
Right. Thank you. I wanted to be sure. Yeah, it's right there. Concentration.
Okay, can you roll me a D8, please?
Yeah. A second. Dice.
What is your wisdom modifier?
Wisdom modifier. I'm going to tell you. My wisdom modifier. Total is 17.3 is the modifier.
Cool. So you recover 5 hit points, Anne.
Yay.
Cat is happy too.
Yeah. I just cleaned these because you kept brushing your teeth on them. Don't do it again.
Mr. Man.
No.
I'm gonna conclude that there's too many ropes for us all to cut down, especially since they're chains now. So I'm gonna carry on shooting this boy.
Okay.
Okay.
You hit him through the throat.
Nice. Okay. Damage.
You can roll to confirm crit as well if you like, actually.
Alright.
See how much of a crit. Yes.
Okay.
Just deflects into another goblin.
Let's see how much. 1d8. Yep.
So, what happens is, you hit it through the throat, the arrow glances off a vertebrae and just shatters upwards, exploding the goblin's head.
Okay.
It's a fucking mess, is what it is.
Oh, nice. Cool stuff. Right.
The goblin is dead.
Been wrecked.
Oh, we killed a goblin.
The smaller goblins are still busying themselves tying the ropes to trees and making sure they are firmly attached, and are currently somewhat preoccupied. However, one of them has just been showered in bits of goblin and is now very distressed.
Morale shock.
Jahonk is gonna fly down to the boat.
Oh, okay.
Or could he try and peck at the rope here?
It could do, yes, but the rope is about an inch in diameter, which is
So
about
he's gonna
3
fly
centimeters.
down to the boat.
Yeah, it's quite a thick line.
He's just gonna fly down there. And be there. Yeah, that's it.
Cool. Will that be all? Apart from to try and shake around a little, the Antioch appears to do very little. Just sort of sits there awkwardly.
Oof.
Can't help but notice that there is some sap leaking from the deck where the bolts have impaled it.
Oh no, it's bleeding.
It's a very crimson sap, somewhat like maple. Grug. Also, I miss Penny. Whoops.
It's okay. Well, I probably would have just moved here. There you go. Now it's grown.
Oh, okay.
I'll try to break the chain. I don't really have any fancy tools on me.
Break the chains.
Do I get a bonus for being good at dealing with metal from being a...
Yes, you'll get a bonus to if you want to do it as a skill check of an appropriate skill.
profession?
Or you can do it as a brute force, and I'll give you a small bonus for your knowledge of what type of brute force to use.
I'll just use regular brute force, actually.
Understandable. Again, you hack at the chain, but it seems to be not very effective. It's surprisingly well made for goblin metal. You suspect they may have stolen it.
Cheeky buggers.
Oh fuck, I forgot, I have masterwork blacksmithing tools. No.
Next time.
Oh well.
They might not work very well in this circumstance.
Yeah, just heat up a kiln, you know.
Yeah, just get the forge running, get the anvil out, you know.
Make a Damascus steel blade while you're there and just...
Oh yeah. Forged in fire.
Yeah. This blade can
So
cut through chains.
as you two appear to be being productive, the goblins on the north bank fire at Omegon, and the goblins on the south bank fire at Han. And we may never know where their crossbow bolts landed.
Bro.
Oh my
Huge
god.
dice.
Quick question. Scott, you mentioned that there's like, fuck, I forgot how it's called, but like the maple, well, I'm gonna call maple syrup stuff that is coming out of the places where the bolts landed. Is that kind of like the boat's blood?
If you can think that if you wish to, otherwise you'll require some kind of, skill, wisdom, knowledge, big brain check to discern possibly yes or no.
Okay.
As I don't believe dwarves tend to be very seasoned like tree surgeons. Or carpenters.
Don't judge me.
Just out of curiosity, how steep is this cliff?
Steep enough that you would need a ladder or a rope to adequately climb it. Lucky for you, isn't it? I can advise against that banter burst. Do not try and drink boat blood.
Are you still badly wounded, Grug?
He is banged up, but too banged up.
Okay. I was going
Got 27 out of 36 HP.
Alright. I don't know what to do then.
Just cut another rope, maybe.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'm going
Just
to
thin
whack
it
this
down.
one.
Throw the dwarf up. I don't think you could throw a dwarf 60 feet in the air.
Hey, you could yeet a dwarf.
You need a trebuchet for that.
Based on your attack swings in the last game, all you need is you to have a good roll.
Just croquet him off.
Yeet.
I'm going to try and cut this one.
You cut the rope.
Yay.
We
Freedom!
also moved the bow in the process.
What? What? How long has it been like?
Oh,
Confusion.
Oh no! It was
Cha-cha real smooth.
because of the ropes. It recentered the boat.
Oh,
Oh no! Oh
nice.
no!
I don't recall rolling to fuck your game.
Gotta reset all the. No.
oh no.
This is way more entertaining. Let me just eat my sandwich while you do that.
Also, Rachel,
sever
almost
another
all
rope.
of us are dwarves, so
Yeah, that doesn't narrow it down. So, aside from me not getting the alignment correct, you have severed another rope.
Yay.
Mr. Man.
Let's see. Let's take a shot at this faggot over here.
Okay. The one near the bundle of sticks, yes?
Yep. Oof.
You hit him,
Oh, ye.
despite the altitude.
1 damage.
Do a minute amount of damage.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well done, Legolas.
The small goblins, having made sure the ropes are now fast to the trees, begin to ready themselves, scooping up their equipment, and appear to be readying to make what appears to be a boarding action.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes.
Come to us.
Bring those tossers here. If only we had our trusted Penny to fight with us.
Shahonk.
Luckily, the valiant Shahon can charge it. Be the vanguard.
Oh, do you know what? Shahon can knock
does
them
he have
off
to
on the
charge?
ropes.
That wouldn't be a bad idea actually. Just intercept them.
Air
as they come.
strike them as they climb.
Who do I has what? My brain stopped for a second. Who should Chahonk attack?
The choice is yours.
Anyone? Maybe wait till they start climbing the ropes and then just knock them off or disorientate them so they fall off.
Can Chahonk then just like fly like here or somewhere so you could be ready for that?
I mean, you can do.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah, you can just do a holding pass.
Perch in the tree if you want to.
Yeah.
Sure.
Don't suppose you could roll me a listen check, as Chahonk seems to have very good stats and is high up, so to have better vision.
Listen or spot?
Up to you. Spot
Then
seems
I'll use
easier.
Spot. Yeah, spot is the way to go.
What's that? What's that thing where you have like not much enthusiasm that goes dun 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 dun? Dun.
Curb your enthusiasm? Or...
I'm trying to do the. There we go. Appear to be a couple of wargs riding towards you down the from down the canyon.
Dinner! What?
Oh shit.
What is running down?
Log
Oh
riders.
no, I'm fucked.
Yeah, you're done.
So this is fun. The The boat will continue to do nothing because it's a boat. Benny.
I will wait. Will they like those hogs or whatever they're riding on? Will they run
Wolves.
this? Oh, wolves! Oh God. Will they run like this way, just on the right side? Of the
You're not too sure, but there is some fording points in the stream, and it's not very deep anyway.
I will just go back a bit and hide.
Understandable. Grug.
I'll prepare an action to yeet a goblin that comes within reach.
Oh, okay.
That'll be it.
Understandable. You have a prepared action. Meanwhile, 2 goblins fire crossbow bolts at you. Well, sort of at you is, a generous term. 4 more fire at Gurman. Again, at is a generous term. It's your go.
This looks like a rope. I'm going to chop it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's do that. Oh, it's getting worse.
It is enough, however, to sever the rope.
Oyakasha.
Pulls
But
away.
How many are attached to us?
5 chains and 3 ropes, from what I can see.
Okay, at some point we're going to have to work out how to get rid of these chains as well, then, aren't we? Or destroy the trees.
Simon Man.
Yeah, I'll move a wee bit and shoot this crossbowman again.
Oh, okay. Wang.
Poof. Alright.
Hannah's fallen over.
Oh.
You have missed the target as the elevation has made the shot somewhat difficult.
Oof.
So you're essentially just trying to punt it up a cliff. The wargs do not seem in a great hurry, but are slowly moving towards you. The goblins are going to attempt, with not much dignity, to slide down. One of them falls into the tree. One of them takes the long way and just about lands amidship. And another one just sort of slivers down to the ground.
Glug's going to ruin them.
Not very much success. The other side do moderately better, with one of them landing astern. Not quite sure what the noise outside. Oh, it's 8 o'clock, of course. This one lands amidship. And this one splashes into the water.
Oh no.
I gather it's clap for the NHS time.
What is that thing we do
that's
now
what I
every
outside my
year?
window.
That's such a weird thing to do. They're still going.
Yeah, they're doing out my one as well.
Like, what is this meant to benefit?
It's more of a show support. I'm just half tempted to shout out the window, "You're clapped. Go inside, please." You're unironically standing in front of a sign that says "Stay inside." And you're outside clapping. Okay.
Don't get it's such a weird concept to me. There's people out in the street whooping because people are doing their jobs.
Oh yeah. Skog.
Yes.
Could I, as part of the prepared action, make a 5-foot step?
I'll allow it. You can see them coming in. Put it this way, if you hit them in the right place, you can just hit them as they go past you. So yes, I will.
Alright.
Is that goblin on the same thing as Chahong, by the way?
No, I'm not suggesting, Han, that as a brutal murder hobo, you just sort of cut it in half so one half of it falls either side of the chain. But if you're standing there, you basically just smash it into pieces as it like climbs down the rope. It's undignified at the very minimum. What do you want to do with Chahonk, Penny? Chahonk is at the top of the tree, the goblin is not, so you're aware.
But he is on the tree, right?
Yes, they are both in the vicinity of the tree.
Chahong has the high ground, so he will attack. Like try and peck at his head or something, or at his eyes. Yeah, let's go for the eyes. Which attack would it then be, is the question.
Which attack would you like to make?
Range? Well, range wouldn't work, right? Or...
Well, in this case, do you want to do a drive-by or a melee?
Well, a melee then.
You do not manage to hit the goblin.
Okay.
Will that be all? Dime. There is a rather wet and angry goblin next to you.
Does he notice me, or is he just still like
It
in
knew you were
shock that he
there,
fell?
however, it is somewhat indisposed due to just having like splattered wetly against the side of a boat and then fallen in the water.
Can I then just charge at it and try and kill
If you
it?
step diagonally, you can stay on the land as well.
What? I could just... You mean like this?
Yep.
Would it be then a full attack?
Yeah.
Okay. Would it be a flank? As I'm attacking
Technically not a flanking attack, as Antioch does not count as a combatant.
Okay, then I'll just... It's a full attack, yes.
It will be a disadvantage though, but I'll allow that. Yeah, I'll apply that on my end.
Okay.
So your first attack, which is the only one that counts, misses.
Nice.
I don't know why it does 4 attacks.
I don't know either.
I think that's because the 4 attacks is the maximum you can do.
Yeah, it's a bit of a... I really don't like these character sheets. I might have to change it to a 5th ed one and just bodge. So, which would make it so much easier.
Yeah.
I can't be fucked to make my own 3.5 character sheets. And the standard one is bad.
I just use Mythweavers.
You can inflict a small amount of damage on the goblin, Penny.
Ooh.
Grug.
What will Grog do? Grog will just charge in.
Yeah. And once more, another goblin is confined to the rather wet, like, pile of goo that is building up on deck.
Grog feed boat.
Yeah. The remaining crossbowmen on the cliff are continuing to loose bolts in your general direction, Han. One of them hits for 7 damage. Hey. The others miss, Stu.
Okay.
I'm enjoying this whole I'm striking with advantage from a position of strength and fucking up. Nice. How long do you have, Omegon?
Sorry, I had a cat at my window tearing my netting. I've got 20 minutes.
Oh, okay. I just thought I'd check before.
It's good. I'm going to come over here if I can and smash this prick in the face.
Cool.
Which, that wouldn't be a weapon, would it? It'd be a base attack, wouldn't it?
I could do either. I mean, if you're hitting with a weapon.
No, that's rubbish.
It's not ideal, no. Generally, standard medium creatures are at least a 10 to hit.
Yeah, I should have used the other one.
It shall be okay. Mr. Man.
Let's see. I'll waltz over here and shoot this prick. There we go.
Oh, okay. You hit.
Nice.
Yes, this is one you have already injured slightly. You injure him slightly more.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay.
Nice.
That is all cool. That's me.
Okay. The wargs continue to trundle down the canyon bed. They don't seem to be in a rush. The goblin foot boys now having mostly become splattered or like rivered. One of them takes a swing at Penny and misses and falls over in the water. To the
I have an idea.
Fuck him.
Are you gonna try to plunge attack him?
Fucking jump on him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Curb stomp the prick.
Another goblin attempts to climb the side of the boat rather successfully. And just get up on deck.
Very rude.
And one of them tries to do the same in midship and actually manages to climb up on deck and takes a swing at Stu.
Oh my god.
So very nimble until it gets to the point of trying to attack.
Just sidestep.
Yeah.
Just fucking like climb a tree, backflip onto the deck, land, and then realise he's not holding a knife anymore.
Swings a punch.
Chahonk.
Chang's gonna try and attack him. The one. Oh no, he's gone already. Oh, sorry. Chahong's gonna. Can he try and attack this dude?
You could flap over there and just get flanking bonuses.
He could just like
Flap
try
up behind him, yeah.
lunge or like charge at him.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been in the adjacent square.
Okay.
Just for.
Melee attack, right? Probably.
Yeah.
And you'll get a plus
Gonna
one.
fail.
Yeah.
Well, you hit.
Huh. Interesting.
It's a crappy goblin.
Yeah.
Well, that dice is gone, and my light's not on, so I can't see the floor. Good thing it wasn't a D4.
Oh yeah, 'cause you can step on that in the night and...
Yeah. The sun went down rather quickly. Do you want to roll for damage, Penny?
Sure. What would I have to roll? I'm sorry, I'm a bit out of it right now.
D4 is generally the one. You have weapons listed? Talons, yes. So, D4.
Nice.
Do 3 damage to the goblin. So you
Whooped.
violently honk and rake at its shins.
Yeah, you show the
Hell
shit to
yeah.
his boss.
Penny!
I
Is your
will
go.
attack this goblin again.
Okay.
Curb stomp him. Go on.
There.
Hey.
Hmm.
Okay, curb tickle.
Even with it in the river and having already fallen over, you do not manage to successfully hit it without risking your own, falling in after it.
Oh, okay.
Grug.
Right. How high up is like what's the height of the boat now that it's laying
The
down?
boat is resting on the land, so it's
Yeah.
about a 10-foot drop down to the water at least. Possibly 15.
Right.
And over the side about 18 foot. If you enter midship, you could, fall slightly more gracefully.
In that case, since
However, there are all these convenient chains that you could climb up. if you
yeah,
wanted.
exactly. Yeah, I'll do that as a matter of fact.
Assassin's Creed.
I'll try and move in close.
Roll me a climb check then.
My turn doing that.
Gonna make you use all the skills.
Oof.
You make it 4 squares along the line. You get a fairly good way along, but you're not quite as nimble as you'd appreciate.
I'm a lottie chap.
Indeed. You're also somewhat at a disadvantage now. Well,
Oh,
2 crossbow bolts hit you. You take 6 damage, and could you roll me a constitution check to see if you fall off? Also, I'm going to go to my light, and I'll be right back.
Alright.
oh shit,
Bye.
Rolling like shit, gang.
bro.
Rest in peace.
Can say where the rope goes.
7.
You do unfortunately fall off the rope and/or chain combo and land. Not too. You don't fall very fast. You don't get injured by the fall, but you have fallen off the.
Alright.
Sure, boy, it sure is a shame that there's no more convenient ropes.
Oh,
Excuse me.
would you look at that? Convenient
Oh.
rope. Oh, nice.
Other 2 crossbowmen fire on Stu again. Unsuccessfully.
Ooh,
Excellent.
too quick.
German.
I have a really annoying itch in the back of my throat. So I do apologize. if
Excellent.
people mistake.
Is it a dry itch?
Yeah, it's really irritating.
Hmm.
You had a fever.
No, I do not. Shut the fuck up. My fucking face.
Yeah, they'll do that.
Let's see. I'm kind of in a bit of a position. I need to attack regardless. Ooh, one in front of me.
Yeet. No, is that top or down?
Top.
Top. Okay, roll for damage.
Which one's that?
The furthest right on that weapon's profile. Should say damage weapon 1.
Damage weapon 1. Am I going on to weapons?
Yes.
Right, cool. Is it this one? Let's find out.
That's the one.
B.
As you
Prick.
smash the basically you smash the front off the skull down the neck. It's very untidy.
I'm assuming he doesn't survive. Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no. Most people don't survive having their skull smashed into their torso.
You stupid blue prick.
And
I'll
you have a goblin attempting to shank you.
I'll quick draw my falchion and be a complete weeb and kill it while I'm drawing it.
Okay.
Nothing personal, kiddo.
Yeah. Let's see. What do I roll? Strength. A falchion is just sword. Do I add my strength to the attack roll as well? Is that how this works?
Sorry?
I add my strength to the attack roll, or is it just the base attack bonus?
It should be, yes. The base attack bonus should include that, though. If it's the melee attack.
Oh yeah, strength modifier. Oh yeah. Alright, hold on. +6. +7, because I'm flanking and it's mastercrafted, so yeah.
You are indeed flanking.
Oh gee. Okay.
Okay, roll to confirm the crit. Let's see how fancy this gets.
Gotta do one.
Not as fancy, but...
Okay. Roll for damage, then.
2, 4...
Go on.
Okay.
Well, as you quickly turn and draw your falchion, it attempts to parry with one of its knives, but you catch it in such a way that you manage to make it stab itself in the chest with its own knife as you cut off its head.
Hey.
Oh yeah.
So that goblin's not going to be much problem.
No.
Does that count as committing seppuku or not?
No, it was in the chest, not the abdomen.
Ah, you should have aimed lower, mate.
Very weeby.
Traditionally, accidentally disemboweling yourself is seen as a bad thing.
Can't imagine why. Oh yeah, I forgot Penny's gonna get eaten soon.
The wargs continue wandering closer. The wolves seem uneasy from what you can see of their body language of the druidly inclined. Penny, you are completely fine as that goblin fails to do anything productive, and the one
so he's
attempting
like
to shank Omegon misses.
Lol. I'm about to turn around and shaft you. I see his dice roll hasn't left him.
Nope. I got a 4.
One up from last week then.
Yes. Honk.
Oh dear.
Chahong's gonna try and attack this dude, or just fall onto him to startle him.
Understandable.
So,
Like a duck to water.
would I have to roll anything for that?
Yes. If you're attempting to do damage to a hostile moving opponent, you at least need to roll to hit.
Yeah, it's a belly flop
I'm
skill.
gonna use. Would it be then a flank if I attack him from behind? Would it be?
Yes. It would be a flank as you're attacking from above, which is at least
that too.
90 degrees
Strike to the
facing.
skies, my chunk brothers.
Okay. There you go.
Why is this
I don't
looking
know
weird?
if that's good.
Does a small amount of damage as its talons rake its face on its way past. And Chahonk splashes
Belly
into the
flops
water
into
behind it.
water.
At least it did some damage, I hope.
Penny.
I'm gonna try and attack the same goblin the same way again.
Understandable.
What? Huh? Is that good? I don't even know.
It's good.
You stab your knife into its heart, and it just suddenly ages rapidly and turns to dust. You feel somewhat enlivened by this. It's a strange feeling.
Question before we continue.
Yeah.
Are any of these goblins in a good enough condition that Chahonk could bring them back as zombies?
I mean, potentially.
Something to consider, guys.
Well, we can't use those that Han attacked.
Those wargs are gonna fuck you, Penny.
It's difficult to resurrect soup. Grug.
Grug will attempt to climb.
Okay. Climb away.
believe actually this suffers from the armor check penalty as well, right?
Yes, because you are
Alright.
chonk.
Bro.
You
Do I
tug
snap
at
the rope?
You've seen the extended Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, correct?
Mhm.
I think I have.
It's Elvish rope, and it's one of my nuts. That won't come free anytime soon. Tugs on it
They
once.
pull through, yeah. Wow.
Da da da. Da da da.
Dun,
Bro.
dun, 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 dun. Hooray! Mr. Man, you have found yourself to become an unfortunate target by being one of the few people visible. What's your AC?
My AC is 16.
Cool. There are some FUDs all around you as crossbow bolts land.
Oh,
However, none of them
no.
hit
Okay. Right.
Nice.
you. Good.
I had an idea if I managed to kill this stupid goblin next to me, that you go and help Penny by shooting those wargs.
Yeah, I was gonna do that once we cleared the
Alright,
deck.
I'm just going to luck out on this. Which one is it again? Oh, it's I know where it is. I remember. Stop, mouse. Do as you're told. Thank you.
Yeah, at some point, I might have to try and find you a physical character sheet, which will make it much easier, as you can just roll the appropriate dice.
Right, well, I hit the 20.
Yep, you hit. If you want to roll for damage.
Yeah, I'll do it now. Boom! Bye, bitch.
You indeed remove goblin.
Yeah. You can go help Penny now, please.
Aye.
As you hit it and it falls dead over the side. And if it wasn't dead when it went over the side, it is when it hits the ground on its skull.
Bye, peasant.
Casual.
A squelching noise.
Alright.
Mr. Man, it is your go.
I shall move 30 meters. Da-da-da-da-da. And I'll take a shot at the warg and not the rider.
Okay.
Because I'm very unsporting.
You just slide and land in front of Penny. Hey,
You hit the warg.
go on. Oh,
And you do it a small amount of damage.
Aye. Okay, that's that.
Okay, so next up is the wargs. And I put the spelling on there. Braining. One of the wargs is going to leap gracefully up the cliff and stumble down again.
Oh
And
no.
another warg is going to follow it and do the exact same thing but less tidily.
Hmm.
Ah, yes, roll.
They're all
dice.
dead.
yeah.
Chahonk.
Can Chahong try and startle the wolves?
I mean, you can try.
But he's not gonna like go close to them so they can attack him, but like just
Honk at them in
Close
the
enough
air.
to-
Yeah. Just-
he's just gonna flap his wings.
Okay.
I don't think he's dinner.
Would I have to roll something for that?
Intimidate.
Oh, intimidate.
Skill.
Oh god.
Don't know how much charisma Chahonk has. And also, is it charisma or strength for intimidate?
Charisma.
Oh.
Okay.
Something.
One of the wargs is spooked.
Oh, hell yeah.
Fuck. He's raw.
Also, one of the goblins still spooked. I don't know if you should be.
Yeah, no, they've recovered their composure and their crossbow.
Oh no. Why did I mention it?
Penny.
Oh.
Move back a little, Penny, maybe.
Yeah, I should. Is Han on the ground or is he?
Sure, fuck, isn't that the cliff face?
I'm just gonna go here.
Starting to wonder if he pulls on the chain, it'll probably just come off anyway.
Grug.
Grug will attempt to pull the chain and climb.
Oh, okay.
When he fails, you hear a flashing sound.
The chain is taut and you cannot reach it. However, there is a
Oh,
rope
no.
to your
Go
left
for
that
this,
is
this one then.
dangling into
Yeah.
the water.
Alright.
You do a little better. You get about halfway up the cliff.
Hooray. Can I
Unless you
roll
use the rope
stealth
to
to not
steady
be
yourself.
noticed by the goblins? Or at least not be as a...
You can roll stealth to not be noticed by the goblins above you.
Yes.
The ones across can see you quite clearly.
Oh, that's fine.
That would be weird if they
You're
didn't
hard
see
to
you.
miss.
That would be a hide check, I guess.
Hide or stealth, yes. Whichever you feel is...
Way.
You clatter quite noisily against the cliff in your attempt to rise, kicking out many small stones. However, they are not in a position where they can hit you. However, Omegon, you're fine. Damned high AC fighters.
Yeah.
They got a crossbow bolts, so...
I'm okay
Come
with
on.
this. So this here where I'm standing, this grey thing, is that a chain or a rope?
That is a chain attached to a rope. About the first 12 feet of it a chain,
Mm-hmm.
then it goes into rope.
Could a fat prick like me climb it?
Yes.
Do I need
Carefully.
to roll a climb
With a
check?
climb check.
I've got -8. This is going to go really bad.
Oh. Not that
Oh.
bad.
You get to about here along the rope.
Yeah!
Slow, however
yeah.
persistent.
However,
When you roll a 19.
Did you just roll 19?
Oh, that was you.
Me? Woo!
Yeah, if you got a -8, you rolled a 19.
Oh, I did, didn't
Mr.
I?
Man.
Yeah, wait.
Oh yeah.
I'm in range of
These
point blank.
people rolling well.
Okay, I'm gonna
Those
shoot.
people outside driving badly.
I'll shoot this warg again. Let's
okay.
see. I receive a +1 this time. Hell yeah.
You hit it.
Aye.
And you do some more damage to it. It's quite a durable combo of Beast and Rider.
Chunky
However,
boy.
it is not looking quite so sprightly. Chahonk, however, is looking more...
oh, like a meal.
We're just going to move on.
Intimidate him.
Intimidate.
Okay.
Use his
Handle
momentum
animal.
against him.
Chunk's about to come down.
Chahong, I believe in you, please.
The wolf seems unfazed by the large mouthful in front of it.
Can Chahong still move a bit?
Yes, Chahonk can still move.
How much?
The standard movement. I will allow you to do the actions out of order.
Can he
makes
just
sense.
fly over here?
Yeah.
Good.
Coward.
Benny.
Well, you stand in front of a wolf.
I got a decent armor
Um,
class, of course I would. And it's a warg.
Okay. Can I also try and climb one of those chains?
You cannot reach the chains. However, there is a rope that you could attempt to hang off the other end of.
This one?
Yep.
Or-
The one that Han is climbing.
Oh no.
Getting
Okay,
a bit crowded.
let's
Oh, no.
try and get at least
The
a
weight
whole
might
of
break it.
that. Rude.
I'm not calling you fat, I'm saying the additional weight.
Climb. Right. This'll be.
Han.
I will attempt climbing.
Understandable.
Something.
I will cry.
You don't manage to move forwards. You realise the extra weight behind you has somewhat adjusted your plans.
Wait, is
Only
that
to
good
use
or
it
bad?
as a bum stop.
Oof.
Just use a head for leverage.
Rude.
Mr. Man, you take a crossbow bolt
Oh,
for
no.
5 damage.
Oh no.
And from the other bank, you take nothing at all. Nothing at
Nothing
all. Nothing
Okay.
at all.
Damn.
I thought, 8 goblin crossbowmen. That'll be enough, right? That reminds me, 8
Oof.
goblin crossbowmen. One of them hits you.
No.
So that's somewhat relevant, as you take 3 damage from the crossbow bolt, Omegon, and then you fall to the ground.
Bruh.
Yeah, hang on, just
Does he
adjust my-
take damage from falling down?
That's a good point.
Shut the
Let's
fuck
see
up, bum stop.
how much damage he takes.
Your face is nestled in Grug's crack.
You take an additional 3 damage, so 6 overall from
Smells
being
like
shot
sausage
and
rolls.
falling off.
No.
You just jelly at my climb skill earlier.
I miss sausage rolls.
Soon,
3 more
hopefully.
weeks until I can get sausage rolls again.
Yeah. It'll fly like
Ooh.
no time at all.
You can get
I
them
mean,
in
no time at all.
the ones you like. You can get them from Iceland. Great ones.
There isn't
The
an
Greeks that got
Iceland nearby.
blown up.
I think Sainsbury's also have them as well.
I might have to see where actually sells sausage roll. I need my fix, man.
I
So I don't know
also.
if the Greg's is open, but I think going into town to get just sausage rolls might be seen as an unnecessary journey.
Food, regardless of what it is considered essential.
I know someone got fined for buying crisps and a bottle of wine.
You do just say, "I'm going for food shopping." That's what you do.
Oh yeah. I'm lazy.
Yeah, I know.
It was your ghost, do Master.
No, it's fine. I'll shoot the front
Getting
wall.
distracted by sausage roll.
Bruh. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll roll again for the crit.
Oh,
Are you shooting the warg still?
Yep,
Okay, the front one or the back one?
the front.
Okay.
gotta make
Roll
sure
for
Bum's
damage.
safe when she falls
Bruh.
down.
Alright.
You managed to shoot the goblin off the warg.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, Bum stop might still get got.
What?
What?
Whoop. So I really need to buy some more arrows when we get a chance. I'm running low.
Yeah, well, I'm sure there'll be something coming up that'll let you resupply. Warg. The wargs are going to attempt some kind of awkward wolf parkour. That one's going to fall over that line.
Lol.
And that one's apparently going to get tangled in the rope as well.
Lol.
Poor fucker.
Bruh. This is an oofed moment right there.
Chahong.
Can Chahong wait? So they're both entangled, or only one of them?
One of them has fallen over, the other one is tangled in the rope.
Can Chahong attack the goblin that is sitting on the one that is entangled?
The entangled one is the one without a goblin.
Oh, can't wait. Where's the goblin then?
It fell off because it died.
Lol.
Okay. Will the wolf hurt us without a rider?
So what?
I mean, you can find out.
I would say probably if you imagine the Lord of the Rings wargs, which these are probably
Yeah,
inspired
wargs will still
by.
attack regardless of
Yeah.
rider. It's more uncontrolled.
Okay, then I'm gonna attack the one without a rider. Like, in a way that it won't be able to attack me, so probably from behind or from the side.
Just gnaw its tail off. Just poke its tail.
Just peck at his head,
Yeah.
sit on
Lol.
its back. So yeah, I'm gonna just attack it from behind.
Okay.
So it would
Yep.
be a flank. Right? Think. Is it one? I don't know.
Technically it is flanked because it is ensnared. So
Okay.
there's some really cursed shit in my
Let's
general.
see. Oh. Congrats, John.
Well-
You fucked up.
Chunk just sort of awkwardly flaps at it.
You'd been better off riding it.
Dime, you are stuck behind Grug. You may delay your turn if you want to go after his.
Yeah.
Okay. Grug.
Grug will attempt climbing. That worked
Understandable.
out pretty well so far.
All else fails. You
Oh no,
Hey! Penny's about to get so close.
bruh.
Yeah. Nah, drag it down too. Sit on it.
No.
Fart.
It's not a complete failure, but you do sliver down the cliff face.
But I still have my actions.
Yeah, you can have a go at doing something, but you
You
lose your footing on the cliff.
Alright, in that case, I'll just charge in against the wolves, because may as well. Fuck it.
Understandable. Yeah.
Grug shall do what he does best, which is to attempt to
Understandable.
eat.
Just take it
I
and
will
eat it like
use
an old bottle.
That's a horrible sound. I've
A
heard.
revitalizing strike so that I will be feeling about myself.
Ooh.
No, I'm not suggesting that you just straight up murdered both the wolf and its rider. But
You'll get two for the price of one.
Well done, Grug. We have dinner.
That's now for the healing.
Mhm.
Oh, it's actually a fair amount. I might just get back to full.
Understandable.
Bruh.
Damn.
Nice. Benny,
Yes.
there is no longer the captain is no longer in front of you.
You can breathe clear air, not fart gas.
Would I have to roll climb?
Yes.
Oh god, this will go badly.
Come on.
Hey,
Oh.
oof.
Oh. That's
You have
okay.
just made it to the top of the cliff. You
Watch
do
one
not
of
have.
them kick me down.
Yeah, they're gonna poke you.
I'm just gonna
You still
punch
have
me.
an action this round.
Oh. Can I wait? Can I try and just grab his leg and pull him down the cliff?
You can try this, yes.
What would I have to roll for that?
It would be a unarmed melee attack and or a grapple, depending on how vigorous you wish to be with it. You're also buzzing quite a lot.
Oh, sorry.
So it's only when you start talking. Or at least someone is doing buzzing.
It's,
I'm just gonna use grapple.
Okay.
Bruh.
Oh,
Let me
What?
just roll to oppose that. You try and grab onto its leg, at which point it kicks you in the face.
Oh no.
You land in this rather fluffy bush
How
down
much
here.
damage you take? How much damage?
Well, I landed in a fluffy bush.
You took a 1 point of damage. It's a slightly pointy, fluffy bush.
Lol.
Okay. Acceptable.
Buzz.
Buzz, buzz, buzz.
It fades away over time. Well, so that was Penny's go. The bowman on the ridge, continuing to see only Simon Man as a visible target. 2 of them hit you this time still, dealing a whole 3 points of damage.
Oh my god.
The 2 on the south cliff miss. The 1 on the ground misses. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Your go, Omega.
30. I can go 30, or was it 25?
25.
Fuck it, he's too far away from me, I can't charge in.
You can charge further.
Oh, can I?
Yep. You can
Okay,
charge
how's
up
that
to
work?
50, I believe,
Okay,
as
so
long
should
as you
I-
attack.
I go right here and I want to attack him.
Yep.
Do I just swing my weapon and that's it?
Yep. Okay, roll for damage.
Okay, give me a second. Rolling. No.
You do 4 damage as you strike at it, and it is somewhat distressed. Mr. Man.
We'll start thinning the herd a bit more and start firing these boys. Alright.
You've sown the wind.
Oof.
I mean, the whirlwind. I'm amazed at how non-fatal this encounter has been, apart from for the goblins. Like, that tried to directly attack Grug and Omegon.
Yeah.
So you're hitting the goblin
On
you
the
hit,
cliff, yep. Aye.
and you do a significant amount of damage. It looks quite injured.
Oh, hell
However,
yeah.
it is still capable of firing its crossbow.
Not for long, hopefully. Alright. That's it.
The entangled warg attempts to unentangle itself unsuccessfully,
Oh, he's about to get
and is
fucked.
going to attempt to bite Han less successfully. So, and as it becomes Chahonk's go, do we want to continue a bit longer, as this may take a while, and I am conscious that Omegon is short of time.
Well, yeah, I can't really stay much longer, I'm afraid.
I understand
No.
that. Should we
I'm happy
leave
I
it
can
there
stay
for
15
now? And
minutes. I can stay 15 minutes if that's enough to get something done.
yeah, I say it should be fairly light on your time, apart from obviously for punching the fuck out of a goblin at intervals. So, if you have things you need to set up, do not worry too
Yeah.
much on that front.
Okay.
Chahonk.
Chunks. So this wolf is still alive, right?
Yes, but entangled.
He will try and attack. And it's a flank since he's ensnared.
Yep, and Grug is punching him in the face at the other end.
Chahonk might finish him off.
Fuck, Chunk.
Oh no.
Not with that
Find the
damage.
inheritance
Oh,
and
bruh.
inflict no damage as you apparently catch some like acupuncture pressure spots and it feels better.
Oh, it's because of the strength mod, isn't it? Oh no. Oh,
Yeah.
that's sad.
Good job, Chahong.
Grug.
Now, is the rope tied around its neck by any chance? To an extent.
No, it's tangled around its legs.
Break its
It is
legs.
also riderless though, so it's an easier target.
Alright.
As it's not got a flailing, humanoid trying to kill you.
In that case, I'll just give it a good old smashing.
Yeah. I want dinner. Yep. Bye.
To say that it's this way, you're not gonna be able to make a good rug out of it because traditionally you leave the head on for that. Benny.
She's been saved at least.
How are you enjoying your trip to the ground?
It was alright. The landing was a bit shitty. Could have done it better. I think I'm just gonna move towards Han. Because I apparently am shitty at climbing, so I won't try.
You also stuck.
Can I try to throw Penny onto the cliff?
Sure.
It's about 60 feet up is the issue.
A Grook can toss a dwarf.
60 feet?
It'd
Sure.
be really funny when she comes crashing
20
down
gunship
again.
heroes?
She'll be fine.
As long as he catches me again, it's all good in my book.
Nah.
If I fall down.
We'll see if she can really do the landing right. Good score.
I would hazard that there may be some way up further along in case this becomes an issue.
I have an idea. Though it might cause an avalanche, so you have to be careful.
Lol.
Okay. I should be done with my turn now.
Oh, okay. The bowman will continue to use Stu for target practice.
Oh, hell yeah. Alright.
When will they run out of bolts?
Eventually, probably fairly soon. 2 of them hit you, Stu.
Oh, no.
You take an additional 6 damage as they
bro.
continue to just go tunk.
I'm nearly down.
The one attacking Omegon attempts to shank him for a whole 1 damage.
Lol. Okay, that's my sheet. Date. Anyone talking?
No?
No.
Have we lost Skog or something?
Oh, no.
No?
Oh, you
I'm
went
still here.
completely silent. I didn't know what was going on.
No, I'm just being tired of my dice rolls. You took a whole point of damage from being shanked. That was it.
Outdated. Oh, there you go. My melee attack's absolute trash. Back to where we were.
You take a swing at it, but, you know, spooking it. Be like, ooh, 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 gonna hit you. Ooh. Mr. Man.
Also,
Oh.
could I ask, Han? Should can I move before you cause an avalanche, so I can move
Sure
away
thing.
from the cliff as soon as possible? Thank you.
I'll delay my turn then.
I'll shoot this wounded man. Oof.
Nice.
Oi.
Oof.
Which one were you aiming at? That one again?
Yeah, wounded boy. Yep.
Well, the good news is that your arrows have finally had enough effect as it falls dead and then slowly slithers down the cliff.
Hey.
Dinner.
That's it. Yep.
Yeah. They're dead. Chahong.
Yeah, they are.
Excuse me.
Maybe flap
Can't you
it.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I was about to say if he can startle them so they maybe fall down and die.
Yes. Intimidate them off the
Optimistic.
cliff.
It may be difficult, but you can try an intimidation roll while flying past them.
Just hold-
Okay. Haha.
I think it's snipe that are known for screaming while flying about 7 feet up in the air.
So skills, intimidate, or just like shit for him. Literally. It's so bad. It's not good.
Their morale holds up.
Oh, no.
Grrrr.
Right. Let's see if I move over there. Yeah, I'll do that. What's the absolute worst that could happen?
Oh shit.
Alright. I'll run over here and strike the cliff.
Wait, didn't I want to move away?
Alright, I'll
Lol, too late
I'll
natural
just move
selection.
here. Okay, go. There you go. This is
I'll
fine.
use a nice ability called Mountain Hammer, which means I ignore the hardness of the stone.
Ah,
Do a bit more
basically
damage.
like hammering your way up it.
Yes.
Understandable. What is the plan for this then?
Yeet rock.
Okay.
That's about it.
In what fashion yeeting a rock?
Strike it.
As in to break it at the bottom of the cliff?
Yes.
Okay, you smash some rock.
Nice. That's about it.
Benny.
Yes. Can I attempt to climb the boat?
You can attempt to climb the boat. It will be somewhat difficult, but not impossible.
I can already see me falling down.
Well, it would also
Oh.
be difficult because you would have to start. Yeah. So, because you're standing in the water, you are actually underneath the boat,
Oh, yeah, okay.
as the boat is resting on the land at either end, having sort of sat down.
Having a shit.
I'm not going to think about that. I'm not going to try and think about how a boat would do that. Anyway. Of the remaining crossbowmen, they are seemingly quite determined to make Stu into a very nice pincushion.
Oh hell yeah.
One of them, in fact, managing to hit you
Oh.
for 3 damage.
Oh no, I'm on -1. Bruh. Oh.
Now, would I be correct in saying Stu is the only one on the boat, and unless Penny can climb up there, he will be the only one on the boat?
Yep.
Oh dear.
Oh dearie.
We can deal with that in time. So, the other crossbowman is going to attempt to shank Omegon. Never mind.
Rolls
Oh
as
my
good as
God.
mine. Oh, I see. I'm doing that again. Cool. Cool.
This
Carry
is
on.
an exciting combat, isn't it?
It's actually torturous. Yes, I should just do the other one.
Please roll me a Constitution save, Stu.
Right. Me con save.
Just to see if you're leaking or not. You are not leaking. You are
Hey.
merely at -1.
Grats.
Chahonk.
Jahong's trying to intimidate again. Wait, could I push him off the cliff somehow?
You can try this, yes. It'll be a strength or a grapple check, depending on how you want to go about it.
Just had knock him off.
Wait. What? Okay. Let's see. What works best in this? So I'm gonna use a strength. Because
Lol.
grapple is -10.
Oh.
Okay.
Wait, what's Shahonk's?
Kind of flap at it encouragingly, but the goblin seems unwilling to jump off the cliff.
Very rude, to be honest. Like, come on, just kill yourself. Jeez.
Just do it.
Do it.
There's a motivational video that needs to be made. There you go, Penny. Animate that one.
Oh no.
Chonk encouraging goblins to kill themselves. Just do it. Faggot.
Do a flip.
Swan top.
Wait, are you on 1 or -1, Stu?
-1. It just doesn't record it
Oh, shit.
properly. There you go. That's it. That works, bruh.
There you go. Grug.
Try to climb up again.
Okay.
Oh no.
I'm gonna suggest that maybe climbing isn't the strong
No
suit.
way.
We've spent like nearly 2 hours doing that.
Wait, Stu.
Yeah,
What would you have for climb?
a 0. So it's actually better than most. Weirdly.
Why is the only person that is probably able to climb on the boat?
Because I'm a sniper.
All the other ones are
Lying
fine.
almost lying dazed if not unconscious.
To be fair, I'm actually better in melee now because of that falchion. So.
Yeah. So Dime.
Okay, I'll move to land and then try and climb up again.
Oh, okay.
So
I will
about
allow you
that
to do
place
both.
where we could just go up
Wait.
easily.
Wait, okay, I'm not gonna climb because then I'll become the targets of those dudes.
Not necessarily. They might just keep missing. Like, I've hit with about 10% of shots so far.
Alright, then I'll try and climb.
I hope they hit her first time. It was so much funnier.
You managed to climb about halfway up the side of the boat. It is difficult.
But at least something.
Yep. I will attempt to remember this, as I think I will finish it at the end of this round. Crossbows. Don't really have a target.
Well,
Hmm.
They could shoot themselves.
Nah, that was what I was honestly like. My mental process was like, well, they've only got themselves as targets. That might. No, that's not the plan. Omegon.
see if I can do 3 4s in a row, everyone. 3
Oh.
4s in a row.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh no, you hit instead. That's a shame. Never mind.
Should I roll for damage or not?
Yep. Roll for damage.
Alright. Yeah, get
Going
fucked.
out with a bang. You beat the goblin mostly insensible. However, it's still just about managing to, like, menace you with a knife. Mr. Simon
you're-
Man, roll me a constitution save.
Alright.
Or fortitude, I think it is, actually. Whichever.
Oh.
You continue to be dazed.
Bruh.
And with that, I think we'll leave it there for now. We'll come back to this next week. We'll have Antioch Part 2.
Electric
And
Boogaloo.
I might think of a better name for it by then. So I hope you've enjoyed watching, and you have a nice evening. And if you want to plug your thing, Omegon, that you're off to go to,
No.
Bruh.
okay.
I'm on Twitch. By all means, find me there somewhere. I don't know.
The real Omegon, I believe.
There you go.
I'm sure someone can put the link in the chat.
Dum.
Yep, have a nice day.
Bye bye.